Hello and welcome back. Today I have a track breakdown of my new song called Gatekeepers Ghosts. This track is the second song off my EP called Coda, and it is out now on Dualis Records, so go check it out and let me know what you think in the comments. This video is essentially to show you how I've, it's a very simple and basic song, and it's kind of showing you the things that I've done to make it interesting, the sound selection and the processing to make it full. It's only got 31 tracks in this song. I've been trying to strip my songs back and concentrate on the processing and not just layering to fill up the space, but using the sounds and to the best of their ability to make the song feel whole. I think this song feels very whole. So heavily inspired 808 percussions and like very housey. I'll run you through like the chords of the track. There's a few things happening, but like I said, very selective with the sounds. They take up the space very well, and I'll show you how I've done that. So let's start with a kick. This one is a kick I've used before, and I've just pitched it down. The pitch on the sampler track in Cubase is very good compared to samplers, which can deteriorate the audio quality and just still sounds so full. I've got satin on it, and I have Fab filter, and I've got this Valhalla shimmer, which I use as an effect later on to transition into the first break. Next, we'll go with I've got a transient hat, just to get that kick to cut through a bit more. And then I use this it's like a 909 on the hats plugin, and I've just used the filter frequency on here to and then I use it as like a transition. And it's obviously a hat, but use the filter frequency to kind of transition into the next phase. And then I have these chords, which is a great preset on Spire, and it's triggering the minor third there. And then I've just duplicated it to get a major here, which I've just changed here. And pretty effective. We have Atmos coming in, which is another theme that I do, which I've used augmented strings. It's just a layer in the background, like just gives it's kind of like does something in the background. I don't know, people don't focus too much on it, but it gives it something else, you know. And then we have the bass here, which this bass line is like perfect for this kick. I think I've said in other videos that I'll before I've worked out the key of the track, I have a kick and I have my bass line that I like the tone of, and then I'll just play the root notes and see what sounds best with the kick, and then I'll determine the key from that based on the kick that I've picked. So that was a similar thing that I did here, and you can tell like it's perfection. It's just a preset on Serum, and I've just adjusted it to suit, and I'll show you what else I've done. Just a little bit of just little bits of processing with the OTT, multi-band compression, taking a bit of the lows out of it, and you can tell which allows the mid of that bass, like the low mid, to cut through a little bit more. Off, on, it's made for it. And then I have this 808 perk, this conga, and I've just tuned the conga to the key. And then I have like a little bit of processing on that span, so I could the track's in A minor, and then I've got this clipper, which it doesn't look like it's doing too much. You can see a little bit of clipping there, but if I mute it, it's got like a little bit of a click to it. So the clipper just takes that out. And we're in the first break now. And then, so, you know, just opening the low pass, and we actually have a perk that layers with the chords and the stuff here. And then just releasing the bass. I have like some automation happening here to keep things interesting. Couple of sweep effects that I've got from some packs. Nice little impact there. Put some Valhalla shimmer on there, just makes it so much better. Got this little fill. I love it. Helps with the transitions. 808 shaker. A lot of Nefton. I use Nefton. I've got Nefton too, but I like this one better. Just to decapitator, space, endless smile for transitional effects later. And then I have this shaker loop. Sometimes I do the shakers depending on how lazy I'm being, but sometimes if I can't find a good shaker loop, I'll pull out the shaker, you know. It depends how lazy I'm feeling, or how good the samples are in relation to the track. Some of them just fit perfectly. This one was perfect. A lot of the time I have to add the transient designer and gates and stuff like that. This one fit perfectly. It's only got a little bit of side chain from LFO, so got this little ARP that comes in. You can hear it more later in the track. It's just filling up some space in there. When it comes in, you can only hear it if you really listen for it, but it serves a purpose, and I love it. But it becomes more dominant up here in the track. So, and then we have the classic 8 or the 909 hat coming from the TR8. And then this is where some tension comes in. I bring this melody in. And I've always I remember a long time ago, 2000s, there was a lot of tracks that would have sounds that were just layered on top of each other. Everything was kind of hitting the same rhythm. And I don't think I've ever actually done anything like that. I think that's why I wanted to do this track, because I wanted to just do something that was old housey, just kind of all the instruments kind of hitting at the same time. So this is what inspired this track. And then this is where the melody comes in. It's the same rhythm. It's just doing something else, layering on top of the other stuff. So, and the clave as well. And then I've got this other hat that comes in. It's a little bit different to the off hat that was hitting before. I just changed it up a little bit, and oh yeah, I was going to mention that. So it follows like this pattern. Where's my chords? Yeah, so after the main drop, to to continue with the tension, everything just is on the same note. I don't go drop it down until like the last bar of this phase, and then so it's just like little subtle changes. There's like 4 bars there, and then it changes, and that's the pattern before the break. And then I've got this to create the tension, and then I transition kind of back into the first part, but it's 8 bars and then the change. So there's like little subtle changes just to keep it kind of interesting, but still simple, right? So and then again with the hat, I've changed like where the off hat kind of hits, and it's subtle little changes. So. And you can hear the more prominent now. So. My friends, is Gatekeepers and Ghosts. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know. And yeah, have a great day. Go and stream Gatekeepers and Ghosts and let me know what you think.